Welcome back, fellow warriors, to the stage of history. My name is Cosmo Jazz, and today we're going to be reacting to That's Not My Intro. Welcome back, fellow warriors, to the stage of history. My name is Cosmo Jazz, and this is my reaction channel. Now, we are finally back with the SCP things from the rubber. And you're probably wondering to yourself what took so long to get to this point. And I can easily say, without a doubt, for the first time in a long time, it wasn't because of copyright. It's just because of my failure to keep up with it. But we are back, and I love this channel, really, because I like how they go into the animations and everything. It's all very nice. And it doesn't look like they choose people whatnot to let them react to their things or whatever, like Death Battle does. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge on why that's not back. But hey, it is what it is. So let's get into this, shall we? This is going to be SCP-2241, Superhero Wannabe.
Viewer discretion is advised. In a long-range surprise attack by robotic mortar, 2241 became enraged and caught a mortar bomb before throwing it back to the launcher at approximately 1.4 times the speed of sound. Hello everybody, I'm the Rubber. Today we bring you SCP Foundation.
I'm impressed.
Class object SCP-2241.
And it's Euclid, so that means that it's not completely dangerous, but it is dangerous.
Crusader is a 7-year-old brown-haired boy who possesses minor telekinetic abilities. Additionally, he is also showing signs of a latent reality bending ability.
Interesting.
2241 is to be kept in a standard humanoid containment cell so that the SCP Foundation can learn to understand his powers and use them to develop more superheroes.
Of course.
To be specific, 2241 is able to manipulate objects he can see and those that are within approximately 6 meters of him. In addition to this, manipulated objects may teleport or become slightly altered, implying a more general reality bending ability. To the Foundation, 2241
I want to say something, but it's like a spoiler for WandaVision.
Or intensive research into telekinesis, reality bending specifically, and anomalous humanoids generally. In his containment cell, 2241 is to be allowed access to television and comic books, but may be denied access to said items as punishment if required. As his
Isn't that kind of dangerous?
Is considered essential to long-term containment, personnel are to call 2241 by his given name, Cameron. Currently, the leading theory among Foundation researchers is that 2241 will develop stronger or additional anomalous abilities as he ages. As such, it is considered essential to long-term containment and research that 2241 believes he is working with the Foundation and that the Foundation is a safe place for him.
I wonder how long that would last, though. It's always a moment where there's just like, am I?
2241's trust. Cameron, can you tell me what was happening when the fire team found you? Fire team? You mean the soldier guys? That's right. I was trying to help that lady. Why were you helping her? She looked scared. The bad guy had a gun. She was trying to run away. Someone had to help her. But why did you have to help her? Why not run and call the police? Superheroes have to help people. I can move things without touching them, and other people can't. So I should use that to help them. That's very good of you, Cameron. Have you helped anyone else like this? No, I've only ever practiced, like in the woods and stuff. Has anyone ever caught you practicing? I don't think so. I tried to keep it secret, but sometimes people go for walks in the woods and they might have seen me, but I don't think so.
I wonder if they're going to try to execute them if they find them.
I can move stuff without touching it, but not if it's too far away, or if it's too big. Only like a cup across a room, or a person's arm or something. Sometimes it can kind of change as well. What do you mean by change, Cameron? Sometimes when I'm moving something, it changes into something I want. Like one time, when I was moving a stone, it turned into a toy that I lost. But it changed back after a while, before I even got home. Have you ever changed something on purpose? Not really. Sometimes, when I hear my parents yelling, I wish they'd stop and get distracted for a little bit, but they usually go back to arguing. Do your parents fight often?
So, does he manipulate people's emotions too?
Do they ever get angry at you? Sometimes, Daddy says it's my fault. I should just try harder. Mommy gets
Dang.
mad when my room is messy, but I try to keep it clean. I don't want her to be mad. It's okay, Cameron. You
Typical
you're okay
parent
here.
stuff.
Thank you.
Well, not
You
the
know,
it's my
ordinary
fault
people
kind of
wouldn't
thing, but
understand these powers.
the messy.
And some other people with powers might try to hurt you. Yeah, heroes have to have a secret identity. Did you have a superhero name to protect your identity? I'm Cameron the Crusader. That's a cool
The
name, Cameron. Because of
Crusader.
this danger, you're going to be
Interesting.
staying here with the SCP Foundation for a while. Do you have any questions? What does SCP mean, mister? It means secure, contain, protect. So it fights bad guys, like S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers. That's right, Cameron. Like the
Interesting.
Avengers. 2241 appears to trust researcher Valdez.
It's more like
and believes
S.H.I.E.L.D.
that the
than anything.
Foundation is attempting to help him as much as possible. 2241 may have experienced abuse at the hands of his parents, leading to the possibility
He definitely has a
of
superhero.
full-scale reality bender.
A
Following
superhero-y
several
origin,
recent
almost.
rounds of 05 approved rapid fire
The only thing he needs is to lose his parents.
2241's personal belongings. 2241 has developed many further abilities consistent with reports of late-stage telekinetic reality benders. 2241 can now consistently teleport itself along with other matter. Additionally, it can act upon information received from several seconds in the future.
I do find it interesting that they call it
Transform
an
matter
it
within 12
and not a
meters
he.
without directly viewing it. Hitherto unrecorded abilities such as self-duplication are also present.
Whoa.
In a test, 2241 appeared to absorb the energy of a bomb at the time of detonation. This mechanism is not well understood, but is believed to be a transformation of kinetic energy to some form of equivalent potential energy.
Well, I mean, he is
Furthermore,
able to
the
manipulate
Foundation had
things,
also discovered
so it's
a
not
bomb
that's surprising.
within 2241's personal belongings. After the discovery, 2241 became enraged
Oh,
and
shit.
teleported the bomb a great distance into the sky before it detonated. He took some time to calm down, repeatedly exclaiming, "No one can take my things. It's not fair. I'm strong. I'm the Crusader." One time, 2241 was found stealing a box from the Foundation modified bank vault. 2241 managed to teleport in, take the box, and slow down the Foundation sensors after tripping them before they could transmit.
And this is what I was
attention.
worried about.
This was only
Like, how
discovered
much of a
following
good
analysis.
person is he?
For this clear
before he
violation
starts
of
getting-
causality, 2241 expressed
'Cause he's
no
still a
concern
kid.
about his activities of dubious morality, a clear change from the day he spoke with researcher Valdez. In a long-range surprise attack by robotic mortar, 2241 became enraged and caught a mortar bomb before throwing it back to the launcher at approximately 1.4 times the speed of sound. 2241 is clearly less precise in his abilities and more violent when angry. I hate them. I'm a Foundation Avenger and I hate the bad guys, and I'm gonna fight them all. In another test, 2 civilians were held hostage in rooms connected with a bulletproof glass window by enemies with guns. 2241
I'm
was
guessing these are
informed
D-class
impenetrable windows,
people.
and that the hostages could not be teleported without physical contact. To rescue the 2 hostages, he duplicated himself and teleported both hostages to the Foundation command post simultaneously before returning to capture both enemies. 2241
Pretty interesting.
reported nausea afterward, but no other ill effects.
So he has a limit to his powers.
For the final test, researcher Valdez wished to implant a monitoring chip into 2241 in order to control his abilities and manipulate him into helping the Foundation. However, the Ethics Committee and a few O5 councils disagreed with the action.
I don't blame him.
Implanting a monitoring chip into a child this young cannot be done without significant developmental damage in later years. This will cause catastrophic problems for both the
That's
child
so you need the
and
kid to
long-term
trust you. You don't want like
given his
the
well-developed
thing that happens in every story
Additionally,
where they find
deploying
out
a
you've
child
been
in
doing
combat,
wrong for them.
even under testing conditions,
And then they turn
violates
against
all
you.
moral norms. These tests are more important than one SCP regardless of whether it looks like a child. We now know which parts of the brain deal with certain anomalous abilities. With more detail, we can see how. We may even learn how to induce these abilities, and we will definitely learn how to neutralize them. I believe the results will justify both the risks and the means. We are closer than ever to understanding the mechanism by which human brains interact with extra-normal phenomena.
Now, I will say, to play devil's advocate on his end, they have so many other ridiculous SCPs to deal with that if they're able to manipulate and get these powers themselves, it'll be a lot easier to capture the others.
Researcher Valdez exonerated. Testing will go ahead, assuming no complications.
Dang.
Remember to check out my new animation channel, The Rubber.
So he's probably going to be a super villain down the line.
Thoughts and opinions. Just click on the link in the description to enter the Rubber's world. Before we end this video, we are proud to present these incredibly sweet pieces of fan art. A big thank you.
That's
to
pretty
all
dope.
of you. You can now send us your fan art, and we will be more than happy to show off your best art piece in our next video. Check out our description below on how to submit. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Which SCP do you want to see in the next video, and why it is interesting? Let us know in the comment below.
This is very interesting, you know, like to see where these kind of things go and what they have at the SCP Foundation. Because I'm thinking, like, when you have something like maybe the sculpture, with these kind of powers actually helping capturing the sculpture, you know? Because the whole thing is you're supposed to keep eye contact on it. So if you're teleporting and all this stuff, does that count as like the sculpture possibly teleporting to you at the same time? Almost like a Dragon Ball Z fight. It's just a lot of interesting questions. Like if they were able to quote unquote harness this ability in the thing. Like I know it's not like something that maybe would happen because I mean, as we just stated earlier, the other guy wants to put a heart monitor and stuff on there, and I feel like that can only end badly, as it does in pretty much every story that ever goes. But no, I'm interested in seeing more about the SCP-2241 because I feel like he could be the biggest game changer for the SCP Foundation that they could possibly have. But no, let me know what you guys thought down in the comment section below, and if you were gonna have superpowers, what would they be? And why would you have those? And if you were maybe quote-unquote caught by the SCP Foundation, would you be working with them? Or would you be working against them? Because you can see there are two different sides to the SCP Foundation as far as people goes, just like mostly anything else, where you have the side of kind of morals versus the side of the greater good. But yeah, let me know down in the comment section below, and as always, ask yourself this one question. Does your soul still burn? Bye, guys. Have a blessed day. I don't really give a fuck.